Hello, dear friends. How are you feeling today? I am truly glad that you are taking a moment to care for your own health, especially if you are living with diabetes. I am here to accompany you on that journey with a question that may startle you. Have you ever felt that even though you are eating properly and taking all your medications, your blood sugar still suddenly spikes for no clear reason? If so, you are not alone. Millions of people are just as confused as you are. Now, imagine waking up one morning with a foggy mind, tingling hands and feet, and you cannot get out of bed without someone helping you up. That feeling is more than just fatigue. It is your body warning you that something is not right. According to a recent report, every minute, about 30 older adults are hospitalized due to complications from diabetes. And while you are watching this video, someone may be getting diagnosed with a serious complication simply because they did not know how to manage their blood sugar in time. So, is there a solution that helps you lower blood sugar quickly and safely at home right when your body begins to sound the alarm? The answer is yes. In today's video, I will share 4 effective science-backed methods to help you manage your blood sugar better without worrying too much about complicated factors. These are simple habits, foods, and techniques that you can apply right away to reduce blood sugar, improve your health, and prevent serious complications. So please stay with me until the end of this video, because the final minutes will reveal the most important insight that could change the way you manage diabetes every single day. Get moving after meals. If you are looking for a simple solution that you can easily do at home to significantly lower your blood sugar levels, then nothing is more effective than gentle movement after each meal. It may not sound impressive at first, but once you understand the science behind it, you will be surprised by the power of a small habit like walking. When you eat, especially meals that include starch or sugar, your body begins digesting and converting the food into glucose in your bloodstream. At this point, your pancreas needs to release insulin to help glucose enter your cells, where it is used for energy. However, if you have insulin resistance or your pancreas has weakened over time, glucose cannot enter the cells properly and instead builds up in your blood. The result is a sharp spike in blood sugar after meals. This is called post-meal hyperglycemia. If not controlled, it can lead to serious complications affecting your heart, vision, nerves, and kidneys. So what can walking after a meal do in this case? The answer is quite a lot. When you move your body, especially using large muscle groups like your thighs, glutes, or arms during a walk, these muscles automatically open what are called glucose receptors. They do this without needing insulin. This is an independent mechanism, which means even if you have trouble with insulin, your muscles can still draw glucose from your blood and use it as fuel. This helps lower blood sugar naturally without needing extra medication or complicated interventions. A notable study from the University of Otago in New Zealand followed 41 people with type 2 diabetes. They were divided into 2 groups. The first group walked 3 times a day for 10 minutes right after meals, while the other group walked once a day for 30 minutes either in the morning or afternoon. The results were remarkable. The group that walked after meals had blood sugar levels that were on average 12% lower, especially after dinner. This shows that the timing of your movement is just as important as its intensity or duration. You do not have to be an athlete to do this. Just walking around your house, going up and down stairs, or even standing up to wash dishes or clean up after a meal can be effective. The key is to keep your body moving consistently for about 15 to 20 minutes after eating. If you are an older adult or have joint problems, start with slow steps. You can use a chair, railing, or family member for support to maintain your balance. You do not have to walk fast. The magic lies in being consistent every day. There is one important note. You should avoid doing high-intensity exercises right after eating, such as weightlifting, sprinting, jumping rope, or high-intensity interval training. When you exercise too hard, your body activates the sympathetic nervous system, which releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones signal your liver to release stored glucose into the blood to provide quick energy. As a result, instead of lowering your blood sugar, you might see it spike even more, which is not what you want when trying to manage diabetes. Some people may ask, is it better to exercise in the early morning? The answer depends on your goal. If you want to control your overall blood sugar throughout the day, morning exercise is a good option. But if you want to lower your blood sugar quickly after meals, the best time is 15 to 30 minutes after eating. This is when your body is actively digesting and handling the glucose you just absorbed. Walking during this time helps prevent sugar from building up in your bloodstream and allows your muscles to use it efficiently. You should also keep a small glass of water nearby while you exercise. Staying hydrated is important because dehydration can make you feel tired faster and reduce your kidney's ability to flush out excess glucose. Remember, dehydration is one of the most common but often overlooked causes of rising blood sugar levels. If you often feel tired after meals or notice that your blood sugar tends to rise in the evening, try this simple solution. Walk for 10 to 20 minutes after each meal, especially dinner. Treat it as part of your healthy lifestyle, just like brushing your teeth or washing your face. Over time, your body will become more sensitive to insulin, your blood pressure will stabilize, and your energy will last longer throughout the day. You do not need to make a huge change to improve your blood sugar. Sometimes one small step done consistently each day can make a big difference in your overall health. Prioritize sleep. Have you ever felt that despite eating carefully and exercising regularly, your blood sugar in the morning is still higher than usual? If so, it may be time to look at one often overlooked factor, your sleep. For people with diabetes, sleep is not just a time to rest. It is the period when your body recovers, balances hormones, and naturally stabilizes blood sugar levels. However, as we age, many people experience difficulty getting deep and restful sleep. Common symptoms such as nighttime urination, inner heat, a racing heartbeat, or unexplained restlessness can make it hard to stay asleep through the night. What is concerning is that chronic sleep deprivation can disrupt blood sugar control, even if you are following a strict diet. When you do not get enough sleep, your body produces more cortisol, a stress hormone that lowers insulin sensitivity. In other words, even though insulin is present, your cells no longer respond well to it. This means glucose is not properly absorbed and remains in the blood. This is one of the silent yet common reasons people struggle to manage their blood sugar, even when they try their best. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism showed that people who sleep less than 6 hours per night have double the risk of developing insulin resistance compared to those who get enough sleep. This means that just a few nights of poor sleep can disrupt your entire blood sugar management cycle. Another study analyzing data from more than 700,000 adults found that sleeping less than 7 hours per night significantly increases the risk of high blood pressure and blood sugar imbalance. Our bodies need a certain amount of time each night to carry out cell repair, regulate hormones, and filter toxins. When you do not sleep enough, these processes are interrupted and blood sugar is not processed effectively. Feeling tired and low in energy during the day is a clear sign of chronic sleep deprivation. And when your body is tired, you tend to eat more, especially high-carb, sugary, or fast foods, to feel temporarily alert. This creates a vicious cycle. Lack of sleep leads to high blood sugar, which makes you eat more, and blood sugar becomes even harder to control. So how can you improve your sleep naturally? First, pay attention to your dinner time. Try not to eat too close to bedtime, especially greasy, starchy, or spicy foods. The ideal dinner should finish at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. If you feel the need, you can drink a cup of unsweetened warm milk or light chamomile tea to relax. Second, limit caffeine and sugary drinks after 2 p.m. Whether it is coffee, black tea, or energy drinks, these can all disrupt your body's natural rhythm and make it harder to fall into deep sleep. Third, avoid long or late naps in the afternoon. Many older adults have a habit of napping in the late afternoon, which can throw off their sleep-wake cycle and make it harder to fall asleep at night. If you need to rest, limit your nap to about 20 to 30 minutes and try to finish before 3 p.m. In addition, creating a quiet, cool, and dark sleep environment is very important. Light from phones, TVs, or bright lamps can suppress melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. Try turning off electronic devices at least 30 minutes before bedtime. Instead, read a paper book or listen to soft music to relax rather than checking the news or browsing the internet. For people with diabetes, especially older adults, getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night is not only essential for heart and brain health, but also a key factor in stabilizing blood sugar without increasing your medication. If you often wake up at night to urinate, try reducing your fluid intake after 7 p.m. But make sure you drink enough water during the day to avoid dehydration, which can also cause your blood sugar to rise the next morning. One important detail that many people miss is that sleep not only affects your nighttime blood sugar, but also your fasting blood sugar in the morning. If you go to bed late, sleep lightly, or wake up several times during the night, your adrenal glands may become overactive and release hormones that raise blood sugar. As a result, you may wake up with high glucose levels even though you have not eaten anything. Sleep is a quiet but powerful factor in regulating blood sugar. It not only affects how you feel and how much energy you have, but it also determines whether your body can control insulin, process sugar, and resist the long-term complications of diabetes. If there is one thing you should prioritize in your journey toward better health, it is this: take care of your sleep first. Starting today, build a habit of going to bed on time, relaxing gently before bed, and avoiding anything that disturbs your sleep. You may not see results immediately tomorrow, but after just 1 week of consistent effort, you will feel a clear difference in your daytime energy and morning blood sugar levels. Choose low GI foods. If you are struggling to keep your blood sugar stable after meals, the first thing you need to look at is what you are eating. One important factor that many people overlook is the glycemic index, or GI. This is a measure of how quickly the food you eat raises your blood sugar levels. High GI foods such as white bread, refined pasta, white rice, fried potatoes, sugary drinks, and packaged cookies often cause your blood sugar to spike suddenly after meals. Your body has to respond by releasing large amounts of insulin to bring the sugar level down. However, for people with diabetes, the insulin response is often weakened. This leads to prolonged high blood sugar levels, which puts a great strain on your kidneys, eyes, heart, and nervous system. On the other hand, low GI foods are digested and absorbed more slowly, which causes sugar to be released into the blood at a steadier rate. This not only helps control your post-meal blood sugar, but also reduces hunger and supports weight management, both of which are crucial for long-term diabetes control. Here's a simple example. If you eat a bowl of plain white rice porridge, the GI can be as high as 85. But if you replace it with whole oats, the GI drops to about 55. This difference may seem small on paper, but in your body it determines whether you will feel tired, dizzy, and thirsty after eating, or whether you will feel stable and energized for the rest of the morning. Typical low GI foods include green vegetables, especially cruciferous vegetables such as cauliflower, broccoli, and bok choy. Whole fruits with skin, such as apples, pears, and oranges. Legumes such as lentils, green beans, and black beans. Whole grains like oats, barley, and brown rice. In addition, foods that are high in protein and healthy fats such as salmon, chicken breast, eggs, avocado, and chia seeds do not raise blood sugar because they contain little or no carbohydrates. Another great benefit of low GI foods is that they are usually high in fiber. Fiber acts like a filter that slows the absorption of sugar in the small intestine. Because of this, glucose enters the blood more gradually, giving your body time to produce insulin and process sugar effectively. Fiber not only helps control blood sugar, but also supports digestion, reduces constipation, and lowers bad cholesterol. To make it easier to understand, imagine you are driving a car down a hill. If the slope is too steep, like when you eat high GI foods, it is easy to lose control. But if the slope is gentle and steady, like eating low GI foods, you can maintain a safe speed. Your body is the same. It prefers a slow, steady rise and fall in blood sugar rather than big spikes and drops. A study at Harvard University showed that a diet rich in low GI foods reduced the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 16% in people with prediabetes. In another study, people who followed a low GI diet for 12 weeks had an average HbA1c reduction of 0.4%. This is a meaningful improvement in preventing diabetic complications. However, just because a food is low GI does not mean you should eat as much as you want. The key is in how you combine foods. An ideal meal should include the following components: fiber from vegetables or whole grains, protein from eggs, fish, chicken, or beans, a small amount of healthy fats from seeds or olive oil, and minimal refined sugar, white starches, and reused cooking oils. Here is a simple but effective lunch: a bowl of soft-cooked oats with unsweetened milk, topped with banana slices and sprinkled with flaxseed or chia seeds. Or a plate of steamed vegetables, a piece of steamed fish, a small bowl of brown rice, and a bowl of pumpkin soup. These dishes may not be fancy, but they help keep blood sugar stable for hours. Remember, the way you cook food also affects the GI. For example, raw carrots have a low GI, but if you overcook them, the sugar is released more quickly, raising the GI. It is best to cook vegetables until just tender, Choose steaming or boiling over frying or high-heat stir-frying. Avoid sweet sauces, fish sauce with added sugar, or processed seasonings with lots of MSG and artificial coloring. If you often feel hungry soon after eating, get sleepy in the afternoon, or see your blood sugar spike in the evening, start by changing what is on your plate. Choosing the right foods not only stabilizes your blood sugar, but also helps you feel lighter, more alert, and more emotionally balanced throughout the day. Eating low GI foods is not a strict diet. It is a smart and gentle way of eating that suits your body, especially if you are living with diabetes. Every meal is a chance to decide whether you want your blood sugar to stay stable or become difficult to manage. And believe me, the change begins with the smallest choices. Stay hydrated. There is one very simple thing that many people forget when it comes to managing blood sugar. That is drinking enough water every day. It may sound obvious, but in reality, not drinking enough water can cause your blood sugar to rise without you even realizing it, even if you are eating well and taking your medication regularly. For people with diabetes, the body works harder to eliminate excess glucose in the blood. When blood sugar is too high, the kidneys try to flush it out through urine. This leads to frequent urination and silent dehydration. If you often find yourself waking up many times at night to go to the bathroom, constantly feeling thirsty or having a dry mouth, your body may be suffering from chronic dehydration. And when you are dehydrated, the concentration of glucose in your blood increases because there is not enough water in your body to dilute and flush out the excess sugar. Your body becomes like a river that is narrowed, causing the flow of glucose to become thicker and more dangerous. Not only that, dehydration also reduces blood flow to important organs like the brain, heart, kidneys, and eyes, making it harder for insulin and glucose to be transported efficiently. This not only increases the risk of diabetic complications, but also makes you feel tired, dizzy, unable to concentrate, and sometimes lightheaded or faint. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that people who drank less than 1.5 liters of water a day had a 30% higher risk of elevated fasting blood glucose compared to those who drank enough water. This means that by simply adding 1 or 2 more glasses of water each day, you can improve your blood sugar significantly without needing more medication. So how much water is enough? For healthy adults, the general recommendation is to drink about 2 to 3 liters per day, or roughly 8 to 12 cups. However, if you have diabetes, your water needs may be slightly higher because your body loses water more quickly through urination. Experts recommend drinking 9 to 12 cups per day, especially if you live in a hot climate or engage in physical activity. Some people worry that drinking too much water will make them urinate too often, especially at night. To prevent this, spread your water intake evenly throughout the day. Drink more in the morning and early afternoon, and limit how much you drink after 7 p.m. This way, your body stays hydrated without disrupting your sleep. Also, not all drinks are good for people with diabetes. Pure filtered water remains the best choice. Avoid boxed fruit juices, carbonated drinks, energy drinks, or milk tea because they contain high amounts of sugar and additives that can spike your blood sugar quickly. Many people mistakenly believe that coconut water or fresh fruit juice is healthy by nature. But for someone with diabetes, these can be risky if consumed without caution. One simple tip to maintain the habit of drinking water is to keep a water bottle next to you at all times. Every time you see the bottle, take a few sips. Do not wait until you feel thirsty to drink. Thirst is already a sign that your body is starting to run low on fluids. You can also add a few slices of lemon, mint leaves, or cucumber to your water for a natural flavor boost, making drinking water more enjoyable. Drinking water before meals is also a helpful strategy to control portion sizes and prevent post-meal blood sugar spikes. Some studies have shown that drinking a glass of water about 15 to 30 minutes before eating can reduce appetite, help you eat more slowly, and make better food choices. This is very useful for maintaining a healthy weight and managing blood sugar over time. If you often feel hungry or crave snacks, you might be confusing thirst with hunger. Many people think they need to eat a cookie or a piece of fruit to stabilize their blood sugar, when in fact their body just needs water. Try drinking a glass of water first and wait for 10 to 15 minutes. If the hunger goes away, it means you have given your body exactly what it needed. Finally, remember that water is an essential part of your diabetes management plan, just as important as your diet and medications. It supports kidney function, helps flush out toxins and excess glucose, maintains blood volume, stabilizes blood pressure, and improves how well insulin works in your body. If you are looking for one small action that can make a big difference in your journey toward better diabetes control, Start by keeping a bottle of water next to you right now. Drinking water the right way will not only help you feel more alert and less tired, but it is also a powerful ally in protecting your heart, kidneys, and nervous system from diabetic complications. Dear friend, living a healthy life with diabetes does not have to be a stressful or exhausting journey. Sometimes, just one small change each day, like taking a walk after meals, drinking a few more glasses of water, or choosing a meal with less sugar, can already make a big difference in your health for years to come. No one can change everything overnight, but you absolutely can begin with small, simple steps that suit your own body. Every action you take today, no matter how small, is a step forward toward better control, a healthier body, and a more peaceful life. If you found today's sharing helpful, please don't forget to click like and subscribe to this channel so you won't miss upcoming videos. I have many more practical, easy to understand, and inspiring topics that I look forward to sharing with you. Feel free to share this video with your family and friends, those you know who could use more knowledge, encouragement, and hope in their journey of managing diabetes. And if you have any questions, personal stories, or simply want to talk about your experience, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I am always here, ready to listen and support you. Wishing you good health, peace, and steady control over whatever challenges you are facing. I look forward to seeing you again in the next videos.